Good morning, everyone. I hope this is working as intended. But nice to see you again. Today we're going to be making pancakes and maybe chatting a little bit. As you can see, I have like a goofy setup, but essentially this is supposed to show me like my point of view as I am cooking. Yeah, so it's kind of goofy, but I hope it works. Yeah, let's begin. I'm not making the pancakes from scratch today. I have a pancake mix. I hope. Let me see. Yeah, I think this should look right. Yes, I have this pancake mix that I'm using. Kodak Power Cakes. But yeah, let's see. So I need gonna do the measurements by weight. So half a cup is 63. I know 63 makes like one pancake. Let me do like double of that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do 126 grams. I also got my tea here today, so be sipping on tea while I make this. I hope you guys are doing well today. It's a beautiful Sunday right now. Yeah, it's always good to start your day off with a good breakfast. Even though breakfast is the best meal, is propaganda because you don't need breakfast. Yeah, I know people have really passionate opinions about breakfast. I don't. I rarely have passionate opinions about things. Let's see. I hope this is coming off full on camera, but looking for 126. One 20, 21, 32, come on. 126. Yeah. Yes, I think I have like about half or one serving, which is half this amount left. Next, let's see what we need. We need 3 cups, 3/4 cups of milk. How much is 3/4 cups of milk in ml? I need to use a quick phone search. 3/4 cup in ml. Okay, so we need 180 ml of milk. That's the target. Assuming they're the same density, should be 180 grams of milk. Let's see. I hope it's not too old. Take a low whiff. Oh, smells right. That looks like milk to me. I need 180 grams. There we go. It'll be fine. It's all an estimate. The thing is, it's like milk is probably slightly more dense than regular water, I guess. So anything a little above than like the 177 target is good. Anyways, gonna drink a bit of my tea. I hope that didn't sound too gross on the mic, but hello again. Let's see. Hi. We can do a top-down view. Here, I'll show you. I have like a point of view, a top-down view. Super blurry because like I got this camera from like a thrift store for like $3. Um, thing is, the thrift store had like a minimum credit card for $5, so paid $5, but call it a donation. But still kind of a good deal, even though it's like super old. Not super, but old enough. I think it might have like a fun like retro aesthetic. But yeah, let's try the top-down view. Hopefully it's not too dizzying for most people. Let's see. Yeah, that might be dizzying. Alright, this might be good enough. No, it's totally not good enough. Alright, I'll try this. Here we go. Nice. Okay, so we need to mix this thing. One thing about like about batter is you don't, or pancake batter in particular, is you don't want to over mix it because not to be like super nerdy about the science, but should I use a fork or a spoon? Just do a spoon. Yeah, so one thing about mixing batter, just in general, anything like that's doughy, is that the flour, when mixed with water, releases a protein called gluten that probably heard of. And gluten is the thing that like changes kind of like the structure of like breads or anything bready, kind of like pancake. So the more you mix flour and water, the more something like the properties of the gluten change. But the more you mix it, the more like tougher and chewier bread gets, or like any flour water mixture, right? So that's why for like a good like pizza bread, well, it depends on like the kind of pizza you want, but if you want like a nice chewy kind of almost like glassy pizza bread, that's why it's recommended to like knead the crap out of like the pizza dough that like you're working with. But for something like pancakes, we want the opposite of like chewy, right? We want like soft, fluffy pancakes. So to achieve this, just um, mix enough to hydrate everything, but like don't over knead. That's kind of like your goal. And I think it says it on the box too, though they don't explain the explanation I just gave. Um, so yeah, kind of food science. It's pretty cool. Um, it's basically like cooking is like working with chemistry, but without like most cooks like knowledge of like what's happening in terms of the science. It's it's kind of like a good analogy of like the practitioner and like the theorist. Um, so like the butcher knows how to butcher, right, and like cut the pieces of meat, for example, but they wouldn't know like the exact like reasoning and anatomy of like the body parts that they're cutting. They just know how to get like the cuts out right and how to make it like um, separate like cuts together, be like consistent with the cutting, and be good like at their job, but not necessarily like understand maybe the scientific reasoning behind um, everything and like the anatomy that they're working with. Cool. So this looks good to me. I think anything that's like still like little dry pockets. I take a little sip. I think any dry pockets would like hydrate as we continue on. But let's switch to point of view. Hello again. But yeah, this should keep going. Meantime, I'll start with the pan part of the pancake. You can see this not too badly. Like that, maybe. Oh, can't see this at all if I'm like really comfortable. Let's do down. Okay, it's not bad, I think. Yeah, so this is like clearly the first episode. So, cut me some slack. Alright, I have a last bit of butter. I might honestly like revert to olive oil at some point because I'm like out of butter, but I think this should be enough. Like barely skating by enough. Oh, and I have some what do you call it? Chocolate chips for like chocolate chip pancakes. All right, let's start. I do like making pancakes without like a spatula. Like, it's kind of gross just putting my finger and like spreading the butter, but uh, I like to like flip it, kind of using like my the flick of the pan and like the air, because that makes me like feel really cool. And I like to feel cool in the morning. I don't know about you, especially on like a weekend morning. Alright, I think this should be enough. Put like maybe half the batter in. Okay. Do a little spready. Spread. Okay. Should be good. Cool. And now we just let it cook. It kind of looks like from this angle, like a plankton's chump, like the chump bucket from SpongeBob. But yeah, now we wait. That's the waiting part. I guess while we wait, we can like chat up here because there's nothing entertaining down there. Um, as you can see, I look goofy, and I guess if you don't know what my apartment looks like, I have like this giant window over here. So like I'm trying to uh, evade the feelings of cringe as some poor souls walk by the window and see this concoction. But drop the hat for a sec. Yeah, I see you. Maybe have a sip of tea. Um, but yeah, I think I haven't uploaded a video to this channel in like a year at this point, which is kind of crazy to think about. Oh, I think we're getting ready to flip. Yeah, it is kind of crazy to think about. I I was really busy with school. Kind of like I felt like I was putting all my like creative juices. That was weird. I undo saying that. Um, how do I put it? Yeah. I think I was putting a lot of like my creative energy into like school because my education requires a lot of like thinking and stuff. Um, but it's like time of like my program where like I have more free time, and also I've been like I think better at balancing. I've also been like working on myself in general, trying to be like a better person. Um, in all dimensions that I can try to be better. Let's see. All right, you're gonna do the flip. Oh, not bad. Can we rescue it? Okay, not terrible, but not as clean as I hoped. I'm gonna blame it on like this helmet thing that's in my head. But yeah, been working on myself, uh, which is kind of cheesy to say, but honestly, like a lot of my thoughts in my free time, almost maybe it's too much, but okay, I'm washing my hands. Maybe that's sound water, but a lot of like thoughts in my free times, like how can I make like myself better, think better? How can I like make my thinking, for lack of a better term, like cleaner? Uh, alright. I flipped it again, and this time it was clean, but I did not show it. I'm just flipping like both sides now. I like at this point, yeah, I'm touching it. Touching it like feels kind of yeah. Oh, camera again. Yeah, touching it feels kind of like it's not gooey. It's like it doesn't resist. It's not like a well done steak, right? But it's very like soft. And I think it would be slightly gooey if I ate it now, but by the time I eat it after I finish the second pancake, it should be perfect. There we go. Now I'm showing off my skill. But yeah, I think by the time I eat it, it'll be perfect. I don't have more butter. Just looking at it, it's like slightly greasy. I don't want to add olive oil because that sounds like quite gross. So I might just go, as the kids say. I won't say it because that sounds really cursed. Let's say go in no butter. That wasn't the cursed thing I was thinking of, but maybe it is cursed enough. Remember the thing I said about like the dried powder? Yeah, it's definitely still there for some reason. I think it's like the spoon kind of like engulfed it too much, but it should be good enough. Anyways, let's go here. Putting on like the second setting. I need to wash my hands real quick, so I'll leave you for a sec. But yeah, I've been kind of like thinking a lot on like, what am I doing? I don't say wrong, but where are areas I can like improve on? And it's almost to like an unhealthy extent, but I think I'm still like, I think some of it is like a bit unhealthy, It's just like borders on like rumination, maybe. Um, but I'm trying to like channel that energy to be instead of like rumination to like something good. Okay, let me put on the camera again. Get you back in my head. There we go. Cool. So it's kind of like still gooey at the top. I think this is a good sign to help like the chips. Boom. Okay, this is way too much, but today I guess we're going ham. I don't know what to do with this. That's fine. Okay. Let's see. Cool. I think I can do this. So you can like see. Yeah. Yeah, I think this works. It's quite cursed, I know. Here, I'll flip it. Boom. Yeah, so I guess the main thing I've been doing is I've been working out. I've also reducing gradually my like I think one thing that's like a big time swallower for me, that I think, um, what's the right term? Like overstayed its welcome. That's like more of a net negative than a net positive is like YouTube. Or just like, I guess you can say social media in general, but that's the only quote unquote like social media I use. Yeah, that takes up like all of, or used to, well, hopefully used to, but take up like most of my time like outside of work. Um, and it felt kind of like a mechanism to just like numb myself out, you know? Nice. I used the fork to kind of like unstick the bottom. It wasn't sticking. I think it's like one chocolate bit was making it stick. But cool. You ready for this? I'm kind of scared. Okay, not bad. Come on. Okay, cool. We kind of saved it. I don't know why it's. I think nerves are getting to me, you know. But look at the surface. So I think the surface comes from like whoa, so glassy. I think it comes from like the butter. So like when you do the first round of butter, it's like uneven, but then like second, third, and so on, it becomes like much more even. But where were we at? Yeah, so I've been like reducing my YouTube intake slowly. I quit YouTube Shorts. This is like kind of my third time quitting it, but geez, good. I quit YouTube Shorts, hopefully for good, and like reducing my YouTube intake. I've been kind of like switching a little bit with like, honestly, I haven't found like a good substitute hobby. So far I've been like switching to Twitch. And I'm kind of like worried about like what's the right term? Like switching one evil for another. But I do feel like Twitch is like less like rewarding as a platform because like YouTube is super like curated videos and that kind of thing, so it's like really good at attention grabbing. But with Twitch, it's like you and like the live streamer, right? So it's much more slow paced. At least like the people I watch. Um, okay, I'm having a hard time gauging the doneness because this feels to me like it's done. I might do like a quick kind of nuke on like this side. I put it at 2 out of 8. I think just by touching it, it's like yeah, it's giving me like similar textures like the last one. Cool. I think we're done. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping to find and pick up a new hobby. And also trying to like make new friends, be more social, be more outgoing. Um, so yeah, those are kind of like the main things that I've been like focusing on outside of like my work. I think it's overall it's been good. Yeah. Let's see. I can add it to the pile. Cool. The pancakes, quite beautiful. Um, I wish I've been able to set up like my iPhone camera to show you in like good resolution rather than like this cursed like resolution of a webcam. But I think the best I can do here is that I don't want to edit the video. I want to like just dump it as is to YouTube. So maybe right now I can show you the creation like this. Oh, this is not any better. This kind of looks gross. But the thumbnail will have a good picture. I'll say that. I let the pancakes kind of cool down, you know, go from like roaring steam to like a gentle pillowing steam. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of like instead of being super hot, it's like kind of like comfortably warm. Um, but yeah, I guess what is there else to say? Yeah, I. This is also, I guess, another hobby or thing. Like I'm starting. Like I always cook, not always, but when I cook, I feel like it'd be fun to like just record it because it's like a routine thing and like um, what's the right word? Uh, yeah, it's like a routine thing. Kind of. I also have like I've watched enough YouTube videos on cooking that feel like not necessarily I can generate new things, but mm, let's see. I watched enough YouTube cooking videos to like understand cooking well. But also I've like made innovations as like a super lazy grad student that we can like build on, kind of like what a YouTuber that's their full-time job is to cook, and in theory have the motivation, can build on top of that so that uh, I can show you how to cook as like a super super lazy person like me, at least lazy in the cooking dimension. um, but yeah, I think I've rambled enough. um, Tell me your thoughts, whoever's watching, probably like family and friends. But um, yeah, might upgrade the camera. I know, obviously, this format is like stolen from Kenji Lopez Alt. If you've never seen his videos, but what he does is he has like a GoPro, um, and I think with the GoPro, like the resolution's much better, and there are like helmets or things you can like wear it instead of like a DIY hat, so that like the shots look at where like you're looking exactly rather than like this jank thing. And also GoPro, like the field of vision, so like the angles they can see is much wider, so you can see just more. Um, but yeah, so we can like upgrade as we go, potentially, or this would be the first and last video I ever make on like the cooking thing. But yeah, with that being said, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. And I looked over to make sure that no one is looking at me because I'm being kind of weird.